Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick collective reading because I just spent the last 3 days doing an egg cleanse, and I'm actually putting out an episode about this on the Metamystic show coming up, so you can see more in depth into me doing that egg cleanse and what the results were. But just quickly, I have felt so freaking foggy. Yeah, speaking of the sun, my guides were like, we need to clear it up in here. We got to clear up the space in here. So I had this idea, and again, there'll be more info on the episode when it comes out. High Priestess coming out here. Yeah, I'm talking to High Priestesses. That's why I'm making this video. This is more of like an infomercial for an egg cleanse, if I'm honest with you. But so my guides led me to do this 3-day egg cleanse. And I will say that my dreams completely cleared up. Like my guides usually give me messages in my dreams, and everything has become clear to me after a 3-day egg cleanse. So, but I felt like I needed to do a collective message for fellow High Priestesses here, male, female, non-binary, however you identify, 7 of Swords. That's why we're here. 1, 2, 3 on the clock when I said that. You're looking to ascend. That's who I'm talking to with the 6 of Wands here. 5 of Pentacles. People are trying to make you feel... Yeah, and look, here's the High Priestess. Yep, we're going to leave that out. With the Devil. Oh, my God. All right. Don't put this message on yourself if this is not you. If it's you, you're going to know. Because it's obvious. Okay. People have made you feel like a second option. Family, friends, lovers. A second option doesn't just have to be like some asshole that you dated on Tinder. Do you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the hell the new one is now. Hinge, Twin, whatever the fuck. I don't know. All right. Making you feel like a second option, whether it's subconscious or conscious, I don't really care. To these entities, I don't really care, because you're not dealing with flesh and blood, if you want to get biblical with it. You're dealing with principalities and powers. You're dealing with what's behind the avatar much of the time. Same goes for when you're dealing with fellow those in the light, I'll say it that way, even though the High Priestess does know the light and the dark, if you know what I'm saying. See, the High Priestess works with the dark because she's so advanced, but that's for another day. Let's keep it simple today. All right, let's bring it back around. You're feeling like this. 7 of Swords. You could be facing, and we're going to get to these cards, you could be facing anything. For me, I just felt like I could not focus. I could not function. It felt like there was a lot of interference and static. I hadn't slept in 3 days. It just felt like there was like a purposeful attack. This could be a psychic attack that you're dealing with. Whatever. Evil eye, whatever. Doesn't matter what it is. And a lot of the time, it's psychological. Oh, but what I was going to say about the High Priestess is, like, when we're talking to people, when we're looking at people, we're not looking at people. We're looking at, especially if you're this, yeah, you're able to see right through it. Hi, Missy. I'm your best friend, and I love you with all my heart. Hi, Missy. Everything about you is wonderful. I'm just staring. Hi, Missy. I want to help you with the things that you're doing in your life. Hi, Missy. Wait. Yeah. Or to you, whatever your name is, right? Now, there's so much I could say on this. That's why I'm pausing. When you're looking at an avatar, this is my avatar, what do you see? Okay? Lots of people say that they see this when they look at me, but usually those people are these people, love and light. Okay? When people are looking at you, they're seeing this subconsciously most of the time. A lot of those people are going to understand very quickly that they can't get one over on you because you're a high priestess. When you're looking at people, a lot of the time you're going to be seeing this. And this is where it gets confusing, because you could be looking at a person and you could see all of this, but then way back in the distance, like way back, love and light to all, I'm not being an asshole, I'm just saying, you're seeing their potential. Because you're a high priestess and you know what's in the dark. And you know that even the best possible people in the world have secrets and have, whatever. Not even secrets in a bad way, just stuff that we struggle with, addictions, patterns, behaviors, whatever, right? So because you understand that and you understood it in yourself with the shadow work that you've done, you look at people that are clearly like your guides couldn't be any more clearer, like danger, warning, warning, warning. But you being a high priestess, and this is where your beautiful heart comes in, you see their potential. Praise the Lord. Way back in the distance. I'm not saying that's not a beautiful thing. I'm not saying that everybody doesn't have the potential to be everything that they could ever want to be and more, but they have to be the one to choose it. You're not gonna come on in here and come and be, this is the opposite side of the spectrum. This is just as toxic, and this is one of the biggest lessons I've ever had to learn in my entire life, because most of the people that I've ever met along my journey, I now see that I was just as toxic. And what do I mean by that? I came in the situation and was like, hey guys, hello, I'm a high priestess, and I'm gonna help you bring this highest timeline out of yourself. If you'll just trust and believe, you can do anything you ever imagine and dream. When really I should have just been focusing on myself, right? But it's an addiction to try to help these people. It's an addiction, especially if you got Pisces in your chart, love and light, to try to see past what everybody else doesn't see in this person. Oh, everybody in their life is saying all these things about them. But you see, oh, it's just because they've been hurt. It's because they were abused in their childhood. It's because, and I'm not saying that that's not wonderful of you. And that's not wise of you. I'm not saying that that's also not wise of you, because like I said, at the high priestess, you understand the light and the dark. You understand that you could have been out. You could have been here just as much as they could have been here. And that's where your beautiful heart comes in. But here's the difference between you and these people that you're dealing with, to the point where you have to do a 3-day motherfucking egg cleanse, excuse my French, to get them out of your hair, okay? This is the difference between you and them. They're not doing their own work. You're going to be dragging these people, and I hope it's not a partner, for the rest of your life, trying to pull out that tiny little spark of hope and potential that you saw in them. Really, that's just as toxic. Because, and this is a shadow of Cancer too, and my south node is in Cancer, so I'm sure I've been working on this shit for lifetimes, where it's like you have this motherly, male, female, non-binary, however you identify, motherly archetype of like, but that's my son, that's my daughter. This could be your partner. I see that the only reason why that they're not what they could be is because of these terrible things that happened to them. Terrible things have happened to you. Terrible things have happened to me. I self-harmed myself for 17 years, and I have scars all up and down my arms to prove it. When this happens, this is a weird thing that happens to me. My nail just came off. This is a weird thing that happens to me, and I don't know if some of you are even going to believe me, but this has happened to me recently where, and some of you are just going to be like, oh, it's just because you didn't have strong enough glue, but for the spiritual people who I'm actually talking to, high priestess, and we're going to get to these cards. I didn't forget. This is all part of the message, everything that I'm saying here. This is channeled. I'm a channeler, all right? High priestess, this is for you, okay? This weird thing has been happening to me where when I really get into the spirit, like I am right now in the astral realm, and I'm really spitting facts here, what happens, it's such a strange phenomenon. It's almost as if somebody rips my nail off, and I'll hear somebody like in the background, spiritually speaking, of course, wanting to like rip my nails off of my fingers out of like hatred for me, which is, I'm just exposing it publicly because this is a weird phenomenon that's been happening lately where it's like there's, I don't know if it's, I don't know exactly what I'm dealing with here, but there's a specific energy that comes toward me that despises me and wants to like rip my nails off of my fingers. I know that that's dark, but that's a weird phenomenon that's been happening to me. 1111. Go through the portal. Get the hell out of there and stop dealing with these negative, dark entities that all they want to do is make sure that you forget who you are. Oh, all right. So I'm going to put the nail right here, right next to the, I was going to say right next to the protection spell. Yeah. All right. These entities, because they're not people, you're looking at an avatar, right? And we treat everybody with love and light, right? We're clear on that on this channel, right? I was a minister for 10 years. I used to spend 6 hours a day answering emails for free. People all over the world sending me about their divorce that they're going through and that their son that ran away and got murdered, and love and light. I'm just saying, like, you're talking to somebody that, I'm not a hard ass for no reason. I've seen some shit. I'm flashing back to Nam with my PTSD, with some of the stuff that I've been through with people. All right? So that's who you're talking to. All right, back around. These people that you see all this potential in, I love that the nail popped off in this because it's like, it's almost like it's evidence. It's weird. Anyways, whatever. If you know, you know. I also spend too much time on TikTok. When you're looking at somebody and you know this is here, trust it. Oh, but they have all this potential and oh, and this and that and blah, blah. You irritate them on a higher plane or a lower plane, depending on how you want to look at it. You irritate them. And half the time, you're actually going to bring this out of people. That's been my experience. When I get around people, I find that it's almost like I like see the demon come out. It's like their eyes change. And I'm not saying this is because I'm so amazing and so pure and so holy and so, I'm done with Christianity. I don't even believe in that shit anymore. Asterisks on that to my book that I'm working on that you will hopefully be seeing by 2025. All right. Because I have a lot to say on that. High priestess. This is you. This is me. When you're looking at people, you're seeing the dark and you're also seeing the tiny bit of light here, right? This is not everybody. This is the people that come into your path. Energy vampires, abusers, people that want to take your money, people that want to take your light and use it to fuel their own shit, right? But you see the light in the dark. This is the light in the dark. Let me tell you right now, if these people, even with all their potential, are not doing their own work on themselves, what are they going to do to you? Oh, but I see all this potential. Are they doing their own self-work? If they are, then we continue seeing that potential because people can change, and I do believe in that. I believe in change. I believe that people can change, but they have to want to change. Do you know how many people I've dealt with addictions as well as myself, where it's like my own brother died of an OD, and he went to rehab. The devil comes in all shapes and forms. And you could see the most potential in somebody's eyes. We're going to get to these cards I didn't forget. You could see the potential. But if they're not willing to do the work, what are they going to do to you? And this is really my message. And this is why I had to do a 3-day egg cleanse. And this is why I'm getting pissed at this point. Because it's incessant. The energy is incessant. And I saw them all in my dream. I know who each and every one is. My guides always show me. Right? Same with you. Because you're a high-level light worker. And that's why you've listened to me for 16 minutes. So this is what's going to happen when you're dealing with these entities that come in the form of a human suit. And I'm not saying they don't have a soul, and I'm not saying that they aren't worth having a good life, and we wish them well, and we love them from afar, where we're safe from them, because this is what's going to happen. Oh, they were like this because they were abused. They were like this because of this. They were like this because of that. If they're not doing their own work and they're not advancing themselves, if you let them if you leave these people to their own devices for like a week, what happens? When you take your hand off, this is the shadow of Cancer, this is the shadow of any loving anybody. That's not about a sign. I'm just saying I personally struggle with this concept of like when you kind of stop mothering and you back up and just leave somebody to their own devices, what do? It's a shadow energy to be overbearing and try to control somebody else's life to make them better. That's just as toxic. And that's one of the biggest lessons I've had to learn in my entire life. And I'm still learning that now. That's why I'm talking about this, because I had to do a 3-day freaking egg cleanse to even get to where I could like think again, because the fog is so heavy, because I'm always trying. It's like these situations, they find me, but then I also find them. And so this is recent in the last 2 years that I've learned this. If you leave these people to their own devices for like a week, what happens? Do they stop doing the work? Were they ever doing the work, or was it you just projecting on them to become this person that you know them to be, and you see their highest timeline, you see their potential, and you see what they could be? This is what's going to happen if they don't continue to do the work with or without you. This is what's going to happen. They're going to come and project all of their stuff onto you. And at first, you may be strong enough to deflect that, like say this is somebody hitting you in the self-esteem, 5 of Pentacles. Missy, wow, you've gained weight. Missy, wow, you all you do is talk. That's literally my gift, is to talk. That's I'm going to reveal it. One of my biggest insecurities in this life has been that I will be sharing, like, it will literally be me channeling, and I've done this since I was a child, channeling high-level knowledge that isn't even, I'm not using my brain, channeling high-level knowledge to people. And since I was a child, I was put down for that. I was shamed for that. People were like bored by it. People were looking at me like it was a burden to listen to me. Spirit has shown me that the reason why that happened, first of all, to humble me, right? But second of all, because I got a lot of Leo, all right? And I have Leo and Mercury. If you get talking as a Leo and Mercury and you think you're always right about everything, you're not. Okay, that's for another day. But the reason why these people consistently made me feel like listening to me was a burden is because that's my purpose in life. My purpose in life is to speak. That's my purpose. That's always been my purpose. It's come out in many different forms over the years. This Metamystic channel is another iteration of my purpose. The very thing that I've been here to do has been attacked through the years by people. Like, to the point where I wanted to end my life. Because I felt like the thing that was my highest calling, the thing that mattered to me the most, and the thing that I did naturally was treated like it was worth nothing. And that's why Jesus said, don't cast your pearls before swine, because they'll come and rip them up. You could literally be talking to people and saying things that could change the world. I just saw 2024 when I said this on my clock. And they'll look at you with, it's not even about disgust or any of that, which I have experienced, all of that. I've experienced narcissistic abuse through multiple different people, right? But it could also just be subtle. Like, they just don't care. They're like bored. They're kind of like looking around. They're kind of trying to, I don't know how to describe it. So anyways, what they're going to do is project all of their self-hatred and that they don't feel good enough and that they actually maybe, like I've had people, I'm just using this as an example because this is my junk, right? It's like I've had people partners where I will be speaking to them like I'm saying high level knowledge because I know when I'm channeling. It's not really me, but it is me. You know what I'm saying? High priestess, right? And they'll literally, they've admitted to this to me before, that they just don't know what I'm talking about. And they're like, I literally just don't know what you're talking about. And years later, I realized that it's because they felt like they weren't good enough and like they didn't know enough or something, and like by me talking just from my heart was putting them down, but it was really a projection upon me. So really it pulled me away from my calling, making me think like, wow, I'm not good enough, I'm gonna go cut myself again. Please don't hit me, YouTube, for that, because for 17 years I hurt myself because these people were projecting onto me their own self-hatred. Don't get confused. Because at first you might be strong enough to be, this is what I was saying before, you might be strong enough to be like, oh, that's just because of this, and that's because of that, and it's because they were raised this way, and it's because they went through this, and it's because their ex cheated on them, and then their ex before that cheated on them, and their ex before that. This is a real story in my life of somebody that I've we can have the best intentions for people, and they may even be doing this subconsciously to us. Do not stay in the presence of people that put you down, because over time, it's like being in a room of poisonous gas, where you slowly just begin to fall asleep. But here's the reality. This is them, this is you. Even if you're upside down and half dead in a smoky room, you're still a high priestess. So let's sit back up in our seats, right? Let's glue our nail back on. Because I don't care how many times somebody tries to make me feel bad about myself and my appearance and my body. And who do you think you are? You think you're so amazing. All you want is attention. Damn right I want attention. Shout out to Chris Rex Core Influence Group. Do you know, like, if you want to be in the industry that I'm in, it's all about getting attention. Oh, well, you're just an attention whore. The only reason I'm here is to do my work on this planet. And you know who knows that? The ones above their avatar that's actually pulling the strings. You're not even dealing with them. And that's why you have compassion on their soul, because you know that they have entities attached to them, right? You know that you're not actually dealing with the person, you're dealing with an entity. All right, so we said that. We said it all. Card number 1, Page of Cups. Let's open the cards. Let's see what we have and look at them together. Card number 2, King of Wands. Card number 3, 7 of Cups. There's that smoke. There's that fog. And here we are. This is your kind heart. This is everything that we talked about, where seeing their highest timeline, looking at them like a childhood friend, like, and these people could be soulmates, right? Because we come into this life with a group, I believe, right? This is your beautiful, kind heart, and don't ever let any dark thing take that away from you. You could have chosen to grow cold after everything that went through you and what you went through, but you decided to remain as a high priestess in your integrity with the light in the dark, looking at yourself honestly, but you also have decided to look at other people with the eyes of love still. It's like that emoji with the heart eyes. You can still have a heart, but also be smart, okay? What I'm seeing here is this is your ambition. This is your love. This is your blazing fire. This is like the emoji heart with the fire. That's you. This is also your ability to speak out into the world. Remember we were talking about Mercury and Leo? That's even if you don't have that placement. It's like that. It's like you still have that hope. You didn't let maybe you even are a Pisces here. Who do we have here, by the way? This is a collective message, but we have Pisces, we have Capricorn. Yeah, and fire. So if you have those signs, this might even apply to you even deeper, but this is a collective message. All right. This is that smoky, foggy room, and I love the Seven of Cups, but sometimes I see it as a negative in the reverse. I'm seeing that as that today. This is just a reiteration of everything I was saying, guys, with feeling like you're slowly falling asleep in that room, right? But this is why I'm here. Do what you're doing and continue on your path, and don't let anybody stop you. I'm here as your advocate. I'm cheering you on. If you're feeling like this, if you're feeling hazy, I would do an egg cleanse. Again, my show, the Metamystic Show, I'm coming out with an episode. I'm actually editing it today, so I don't know if it's coming out in 2 weeks or if it's next week. Regardless, you'll see it. It's going to be on my experience doing a 3-day egg cleanse, all right? And working with Archangel Michael. Archangel Uriel is also really good when it comes to feeling like deception needs to be like released from your life. He/she, because I feel like Uriel appears as a man and a woman, feminine and a masculine. I don't think angels are men and women. I think that they're different beings, I think. But if you're feeling like this, you can still maintain your heart while all the while understanding everything that we just talked about and continuing to push through the fog anyway. With all of your burning, passionate heart, all of your ambition, scrounging up all the confidence you have and moving in. Look, these are 2 portal cards at the bottom of the deck. Moving into the next area of your life. It's like a higher dimension than you've been in because you've been bumping up against these devils for years, who this message is for. And you've been hit with all sorts of tests, whatever, from the universe. And now you're ready to move through into the next phase. Preparing you. So